indie punk band from Cincinnati. Members Veronique, Kirsten, and Chris made their start as a garage band in 2014.
We started more as kind of like a poppy garage band, kind of like Riot Girl 90s alternative influences. But over time, we've kind of started to do more post-punky stuff and pop-leaning stuff. Like our new record has a lot more like keyboards and kind of like vocal-driven stuff. But that record isn't out yet. But that's kind of the direction we're going in now.
That was Leggy's drummer, Chris Campbell. Then there's Kirsten on bass and Veronique, lead vocalist and songwriter. The group formed a friendship in their high school days that lasted long after they graduated and moved on to other things.
When Veronique moved back to Cincinnati, she went to college in Washington, D.C., and when she graduated and moved back, she decided that she wanted to focus on what she was passionate about, which was music. We were all roommates and decided, hey, we all love playing music and playing it together. We should just form a band. And that was about, I think, eight years ago now.
Chris's music is heavily influenced by the world around him. The mix of various styles, genres, and musicians that can be found in Cincinnati has shaped Leggy since the beginning.
Our location definitely has influenced us. I think Cincinnati has a pretty good scene of music across the board, and a lot of that, I think subconsciously, maybe without trying to, some influences, things like that kind of rub off.
Lyrically, the band draws from all aspects of each other's lives.
Veronique, who writes all the lyrics and everything, pulls really heavily from personal experiences or relationships, friendships. We have several songs actually about balance between having a personal life and a band creative thing that you're passionate about and having to work a 40-hour week to pay bills and everything. Going from working to middle class families.
Leggy is a tour-centric band, typically spending 3 to 6 months out of the year on the road. When the COVID-19 pandemic hit in early 2020, Leggy had just finished recording a new album with their label in Chicago. With a recently finished UK tour, Chris and his bandmates had no plans to slow down and were eager to get their next record out. Sadly, the pandemic had other plans.
Basically, we recorded it, and then within a week of everybody getting back from Chicago, everything completely shut down. So luckily we got the record finished, but because we got it done right before, record labels kind of definitely pumped the brakes on how much stuff they were putting out or how many bands they were promoting, just because it's hard to promote a record if you can't tour on it, and then touring completely stopped for a year and a half or whatever it was, 2 years. So that kind of negatively impacted us just because we were coming in really strong with a lot of momentum following our longer tours and overseas tours and our new record and all of this, that we were hoping we were going to keep rolling with that. But it kind of just grinded to a halt, which was a bummer.
COVID did, however, give Chris the opportunity to slow down and think about the band's direction and sound. It also gave him plenty of extra time to rehearse and hone his skills.
In that time, we did we were able to write a lot, which is a positive thing. For a big chunk of it, we were all unemployed because we were service industry people. Our restaurants and bars and everything were shut down. So it did give us some time to kind of work on our sound and work on new songs. So it was a major shift in lifestyle and in the way that we perceived and worked on the band.
As the world slowly starts to recover from the still ongoing pandemic, Chris and his band are too.
We've done a few out-of-town shows and done some stuff here. And now that touring has become more of a thing lately, we're all kind of eager to get back out as much as we can, as safely as we can, But definitely kind of changed the course of everything we were doing.
Leggy's music can be found on Spotify and Apple Music. You can check out leggyband.com for more information about show dates, live music, and their discography. For Morehead State University, this is Aspen Hester.